Let's all stand in honor of the family.
Just yesterday morning, they let me know you were gone. Suzanne, the plans they made put an end to you. I walked out this morning and I wrote down this song. I just can't remember who to send it to. I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend. But I always thought that I'd see you again. Won't you look down upon me, Jesus? You gotta help me make a stand. You just got to see me through another day. My body's aching and my time is at hand. I won't make it any other way. Whoa, I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend. But I always thought that I'd see you again. To an easy time, my back turned towards the sun. Lord knows when the cold wind blows, it'll turn your head around. Well, there's hours of time on the telephone line to talk about things to come. Sweet dreams and flying machines in pieces on the ground. Whoa, I've seen fire and I've seen rain. Seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend. But I always thought that I'd see you, baby, one more time again now. Thought I'd see you one more time again. There's just a few things coming my way this time around now. Thought I'd see you far away now.
All right, thank you. Be seated. On behalf of Renee, Donnie, Jesse, Cassie, I want to say thank you for being here and supporting them and the family. I know that sometimes circumstances bring us to a place where we have to reconcile life and death. And today, Larry doesn't have to worry about that anymore. So as we come together for this service, what we want to do is we want to honor and celebrate Larry Coker, his friendships, his fatherhood, his husbandhood, just his life in general. So pray with me, if you will. God, we love you. I pray for this family as they struggle with the loss of their husband, their father, their grandfather, their uncle, their friend, their brother, their sister, their brother. God, I pray that in these moments as we share thoughts about Larry, God, that you remind us of those situations in life where we had an experience with Larry and it brought a smile to our face. God, and that we take that experience and we share it not only with his family, but with each other. And that, God, that we are reminded of all those times Larry reached out to us and we reached out to him. God, we thank you for your free gift of grace. It's in your name that I pray. Amen. Larry Coker, 70, of Blanchard, Oklahoma, passed away in his home, surrounded by loved ones, on February 25th, 2024, after a difficult battle with cancer. Larry was born on December 8th, 1953, to Melton and Dora Coker at Capitol Hill General Hospital. I've never known anybody born at that hospital. Do you all remember that hospital? It's like, isn't it like on 24th and Harvey or something? Or was. Yeah. Larry attended Dell City High School, where he graduated in 1972. After graduation, Larry landed a job working at Ken's Datsun in Midwest City, which led to an over 40-year career in car part sales. Larry retired from Hudiburg Nissan in January 2017. After retirement, he loved spending time riding his motorcycle with his wife Renee and entertaining friends and family at their lake house on Lake Eufaula. Larry was a family man. His family meant more to him than anything else in the world, something he often mentioned. He was a devoted father to his 3 children, Jesse, Donnie, and Cassie, and loved being their father. Larry met his wife Renee at a benefit for their mutual friend at the Alley Club on September 19, 2010. They were married at South Point Beach on Eufaula Lake on August the 17th, 2013. Everyone who knew Larry knew he was the most loving father, grandpa, and spouse a family could ask for. Larry was the type of person anyone could count on. This was evident by the number of friends he had. He was loyal, loving, and always there for anyone in need. Larry was predeceased by his father, Melton, mother, Dora, sister, Juanita Keith, brother-in-law, Ellis Keith, sister-in-law, Faye Coker, brother-in-law, Ron Keith, brother-in-law, J.B. McFarland, sister-in-law, Joni Coker, and nephew, Danny Coker. He is survived by his beautiful wife of 10 years, Renee, son Jesse Coker and wife Tiffany, son Donnie Coker and wife Amy, daughter Cassie Newman and husband Christian, stepdaughter Leila? All right. Sorry. It just caught me by surprise. Leila McLean and husband Aaron, stepdaughter Morgan and husband Nick Brown, grandsons Caden, Aiden, Ethan, Nathan, Eli, Emerson, Hendricks, Everett, and Brooks. That's a lineup. That's almost a football team. Granddaughters Zoe, Chesney, Riley, Chloe, Shay, and Ensley. Brother Paul Coker and wife Norma, sister Geneva East and husband Bob, sister Thelma Keith, brother Jim Coker and wife Billy, brother Earl Coker and wife Irene, sister Dee McFarland, brother Tim Coker, and bonus sister Shelley Harris, and countless nieces and nephews. Pray with me. God, we are so thankful for this family. There's a legacy here. There is a life, God, that has made an impact on so many people. God, help us to soak up these thoughts and hear a word from you. It's in your name I pray. Amen.
I don't know why God always takes the good ones first. And man, I've tried to be strong and carry on, but damn, this hurts. And I just wish that I could talk to you again somehow, some way. Even if it's for a moment, so I can hear you say, don't cry for me, I'm alright. Yeah, I'm better than you know. And this life can be a shorter ride, so don't waste it on sorrow. And just hold on to those moments and the memories we shared. We're both headed for the same place anyway. I just beat you there. I know they say, just give it a little time, you'll be okay. But that might be true. It don't really help me today. And we ain't supposed to question the man upstairs, but there's just so much I don't understand. It just don't seem fair. Don't cry for me, I'm alright. I'm better than you know. And this life can be a shorter ride, so don't waste it on sorrow. And just hold on to those moments and the memories we shared. We're both headed for the same place anyway. I just beat you there. And as each day goes by, I get a little bit stronger, but that don't stop me from wishing you were here a little bit longer. So I'm gonna smile when I think of you, like I know you'd want me to. And I know you're watching over me in everything I do. And all those things I never got to say, well, I'll send them with this prayer. Then look up, wipe my tears and raise my beer. And I'll see you there. And I'll see you there.
At this time, we've got some friends, Bob Greenlee, Mark Jones, and John Long. We're going to come share some thoughts about their friend Larry.
This is hard. It's real hard. Larry was my buddy. He was my right hand in everything we did. He's a legend. Now he's a new angel. I don't think there's no one in this room that don't have a good memory of Larry. And myself, I love him with all my heart. He had 3 great kids, Jesse and Donnie and Cassie, 2 bonus daughters, Leela and Morgan, and a bunch of grandkids. And there's so many friends he's got that we'll never get out of here if I mention every one of you. Because he was just great. I've known Larry for the last 10 years. We've done everything together from motorcycles to boats, houseboats, travel trailers, just about everything that our wives got us into. And we both loved every minute of it. But one thing really stands out that just happened. My wife, Medan, and Renee shared Larry's 70th birthday. And it was quite a party. I think Renee and I got a little out of hand on chocolate martinis, but we found a new drink. Everybody kind of look up there and wave at Larry. Larry, I love you. If anybody wants to say anything, please come up. Thank you. You guys want to say anything? Okay.
Well, this will be a first for me. Most of y'all know Larry, or knew Larry a lot better than I did. Like Bob, I only knew him for the last 10 years. But I feel like I was closer to him than anybody I'd met in the last 50 years. And from the look of the audience here, it looks like a lot of y'all are the same as me. He's the kind of guy that would make you feel like you were a special friend to him. And then when I came here today, I'm like, well, I'm not the only special friend he had, you know. There's so much to say. The only short story, which I turn them all into long stories, but one of the things we would do at H-Doc, and I'm sure I've seen a lot of people here from H-Doc, which is in Eufaula if you don't know. We would be sitting around reminiscing about our past, and mine was always better than everybody else's, but and most people will agree with what I'm saying in my own mind. But Larry would, we were trying to remember a song from the 70s, say, and we can't remember it, and Larry would get to Googling, and he, you know, even if it took 15 minutes, he wouldn't give up. He would find it, and he would play it, and that's just the way he was. And I remember I was trying to think of a Three Dog Night song, and he's like, he came up with it, and he's like, yeah, Hoyt Axton wrote that. And I'm like, okay. He's from Oklahoma. And I was like, okay. And we get to talking about baseball, and I was talking about Mickey Mantle. He's like, oh yeah, he's this, he knew all the stats. He's from Oklahoma. I'm not from Oklahoma, by the way. I'm from Tennessee. And I'm like, okay, and this is over a period of years. It went on all the time. We were talking about Tennessee, had hired a new coach, which I'm from Tennessee. And I'm like, man, this Josh guy, he's really good. And then Larry's like, yeah, he was a quarterback at OU. And I'm like, really? Come on now, give me a break. And I think I think that guy's an amazing guy to coach, by the way, what little I know. And I'm, you know, OU's going to steal him back, I'm sure. It's going to happen because he's too good. But Larry was the kind of guy that made you feel like you were a good friend to him, and I don't know that he had an enemy in the world. I've got several, but he has none. That's about all I can think of that I won't put you to sleep.
I didn't have anything prepared, but I wanted to share a memory. I spent a lot of time after I bought my boat working on it, and I had met Larry and Renee right after they got married at the lake. And oftentimes I would go work on my boat, and I would be there by myself. And I would spend a good part of the day working on the boat, and then I would be exhausted because, well, I'm old. And I would grab a beer and go down to Larry's dock, and usually Larry and Renee would be there. On this particular weekend, Larry was there by himself. I don't remember where Renee was, but she was not there on that particular day. And Larry was on the boat watching a Star Wars movie. So I grabbed a beer and sat down to rest and started watching the movie with him. And it became real apparent that he hadn't seen the movie, and it was one that had been out quite a while. And it was a marathon. So after that movie, another one came on. It was one of the newer ones that I hadn't seen yet, and we got to talking about it. And I told him, I said, well, I haven't seen this one. I've seen all the rest of them. He said, well, I haven't seen any of them. I said, oh, well, you're missing out. I said, any particular reason? And he said, no, not really. It's just not Renee's thing. She doesn't like me to watch Star Wars. So it's okay. So we sat there and watched probably 3 of the movies together, and it's a memory that will stay with me for a long, long time. But like John said, and I'm sure many of you know, Larry always made you feel very welcome and like you'd known him, forever. And I'll never forget it.
Thank you. You can tell by the room that Larry was a loved person, that he meant a lot to a lot of people. Larry was the baby of his family. He was actually born an uncle. He had a sister that already had children and was born an uncle. In talking with the family, apparently Larry loved to arm himself with a camera and would find opportunities to take pictures of family members. Would try hard to find the most embarrassing moment to take a picture of the family. Larry never complained. He had reason to, but he never complained. He never talked bad about anybody. Larry loved his friends. He loved his family. One of the things the family said is he had the best smile, and that's obvious in the picture and the pictures you're going to see later. Larry liked everybody. He knew every model and make of any vehicle. You needed to ask him about it. He could give you that information. They said, his family said that he was a doodle artist, right? He would doodle, and they were cool-looking characters that drove hot rods. He loved his Nova. He loved his Harley. He modified it with a sissy bar so Renee could ride with him. They traveled a lot. Larry loved the lake. He met some of his lifelong friends at the lake. How many people are here that where Larry met you at the lake? A lot of cabin activity there. Larry was a jokester, they said. The family said he was a jokester, but we couldn't talk much about his jokes. Probably shouldn't share here. Larry always had fun. I did get an opportunity to talk with one of the grandsons, Eli, and he liked being at the lake with, is it Papa, Papa? Papa. Papa Larry. Papa Larry let Eli drive the boat. He loved camping. Then the conversation came up where Larry was teaching his kids how to drive. When he taught Jesse, there was so much anxiety, stress, and expletives. Then when the driving lesson was over, Larry had to apologize to Jesse for all of his comments and all the words that flew through the car. He taught Donnie how to drive a Standard, right, Donnie? He taught you how to drive a Standard. At one point, Larry had Donnie pull over so he could open the door and puke. The kids said he was a good dad. He wasn't just a good dad, he was the best dad. If the kids needed something, Larry would do his best to fix whatever needed fixed. He always made sure that Cassie's car was warmed up before she went out to drive it. Did he do that for you, Jesse? Donnie? The baby, the precious one. I always made sure her car was warmed up. The boys remember being out in the pasture and hitting golf balls with golf clubs that were so old they were wooden shafts. Jesse managed to miss the pasture somehow and hit a window. Larry loved his family, his kids, his grandkids. He loved Renee. He made sure Renee had a whistle attached to her purse just in case she needed to make noise. He loved sunsets. He loved taking pictures of sunsets. Renee wrote a note that says, Larry was the love of my life. We met September in 2010 at a benefit for one of his friends, and I thought he handled himself in such a kind, sweet, and thoughtful way. After the benefit was over, I introduced myself to him, and so happy I did. From that point on, we went everywhere together. He had such a gentle soul and could not do enough to make sure I was happy. I found my prince just short of 14 years, and he treated me like a princess. I will love him the rest of my life. Jesse wrote a note, handed it to me. Dad, there are so many things I wish I had told you. So many that I'm not even sure that I could list them without forgetting a few. I wish I would have told you how I'll never forget how excited I used to get when we got to come to your house. I didn't get to spend every day with you, so when it was your weekend, I was always so excited. I wish I would have told you how much I appreciated how hard you worked to make sure Donnie, Cass, and I had the things we wanted, even if we only got them for a portion of the time. I wish I would have told you how much I learned from you about cars, about sports, about life. But most importantly, how to be a dad. How to love my kids unconditionally and unapologetically. How to love them through their faults when they test you, because I know I tested you too many times to count. And to do it without making them feel like you're disappointed in them. to let them know that no matter the challenge, I've got their back to the very end. I learned that from you. You are my hero, my role model, the type of man that I strive to be every single day. I wish that I could hug your neck and tell you that I love you so much. I wish that I could let you know that everything that you did for us didn't go unnoticed. It was seen and it was appreciated. Most of all, I wish I could tell you that I'm not ready to live in a world without you. I don't know how to survive in a world without my dad. I'm 43 and I feel like a lost child. I'm going to miss you so much, and there won't be a day that goes by where you aren't on my mind and in my heart. You're the best father, the best role model, my hero, the best dad in the whole world. I love you so much. Thank you for everything. Jesse. There's a lot that we could say. So many of you probably have stories and comments. They don't have to go unsaid. This family needs to hear them. If you have a story or a comment or a memory, you need to share it with this family. They need to hear from you. They need to know about your relationship with Larry. The best parts, and maybe some of the not so best parts. But the good thing is it keeps them thinking and remembering things that they may have never known. So if you have an event or a situation that you and Larry were involved in, this family needs to know. They may already know, but if they don't, it's good information. Because sharing thoughts and memories helps to heal. Briefly, there are 6 verses in the Bible that I just want to share with you because they remind me so much of what Larry went through and where Larry is now. It's an all too common chapter in Psalms that we hear so much that we never really pay attention to the words. The 23rd Psalm. See, David had just come from the battlefield when he wrote the 23rd Psalm. As a matter of fact, 2 Psalms earlier, he wrote about the battle. Larry has just finished a battle. That's why I think the 23rd Psalm is so fitting for Larry's service. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. In God's care, Larry has everything. He makes me lie down in green pastures and leads me beside still waters. Larry has just finished a journey in the desert. Larry's just finished a battle. God is leading him to the rare fields of green grass and calm waters. God has given Larry a place of rest. He restores my soul and leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. We prayed a lot for Larry that he would be healed. He's healed. God has healed Larry. Maybe not the way we would have liked it, maybe not the way we would have wanted it to turn out, but he's healed. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your staff will comfort me. No one understood this part of the chapter like Larry did. The shepherd nudges his sheep with the staff, or the crook of the staff helps rescue the sheep. That's what God did for Larry. He rescued him. Larry, being in the presence of God, he will never fear, he will never hurt ever again. You prepare a table in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Like a generous host, God fights for the protection of his children so they can feast and drink wine even when surrounded by enemies. And this verse, I really don't understand why it's there. But it paints a picture of God's protection all the time. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Larry knows today that with God, it won't be enemies who stalk him, it won't be sickness, it won't be cancer, but goodness and mercy. And he lives in the green pastures and quiet waters, the protective presence of God, not just for a little while, but forever. I didn't know Larry personally, but from what I've learned from this family, and to hear friends and just see this crowd and how they were talking out in the foyer, Renee, I know my life would have been better had I known him. The good news in this sad day, Larry no longer suffers. He's experiencing something that many of us don't understand yet. But he's well, and he's healed, and there's no more cancer. Let's pray. God, give us understanding. Give this family understanding. It's not fair when good people have to hurt. It's not fair when bad things happen to people we love. But life has no promises. The only promise in life is there will be certain death for all of us. God, I just pray that you hold this family close to your heart. Renee, the kids, the grandkids. That as they make this journey of grief and loss, that you help them to remember as much as possible. To keep the person of Larry Coker alive this side of heaven. To keep his memory and his legacy solid. All the things he taught the kids, all the kind words he said to people, even the baseball teams that he could list the players and positions. All those memories are so important. Teach us, God, that in these moments we don't have to struggle with hopelessness. Because before Larry was ever born, you knew who he was. You knew who he was going to be. And you made him exactly the way you wanted him. God, I just pray that you give us peace in these days. It's in your name I pray. Amen. The family has put together some pictures. I just realized my printer didn't print out one of my pages, and I remembered a story before we go to the video. The kids were talking about Larry and their relationship growing up. And I don't know if it's Donnie or Jesse, but one of them said that he would talk about going to the alley. And Jesse thought, man, he must really be a good bowler. And he was a good bowler. It just wasn't the alley that you thought. What a life. Thank you, family, for letting me be a part of this. Here's some pictures the family's put together. Enjoy.
May God bless and keep you always. May your wishes all come true. May you always do for others and let others do for you. May you build a ladder to the stars and climb on every rung. And may you stay forever young. May you stay forever young. May you grow up to be righteous. May you grow up to be true. May you always know the truth and see the light surrounding you. May you always be courageous, stand upright and be strong. And may you stay forever young. May you stay forever young. May your hands always be busy. May your feet always be swift. May you have a strong foundation when the winds of change shift. May your heart always be joyful. And may your song always be sung. And may you stay forever young. May you stay forever young.
I remember Daddy's hands folded silently in prayer and reaching out to hold me when I had a nightmare. You could read quite a story in the calluses and lines. Years of work and worry had left their mark behind. I remember Daddy's hands, how they held my mama tight and patted my back for something done right. There are things that I've forgotten that I loved about the man, but I'll always remember the love in Daddy's hands. Daddy's hands were soft and kind when I was crying. Daddy's hands were hard as steel when I'd done wrong. Daddy's hands weren't always gentle, but I've come to understand there was always love in Daddy's hands. I remember Daddy's hands working till they bled, sacrificed unselfishly just to keep us all fed. If I could do things over, I'd live my life again and never take for granted were soft and kind when I was crying. Daddy's hands were hard as steel when I'd done wrong. Daddy's hands weren't always gentle, but I've come to understand there was always love in Daddy's hands.
I wanted you for life, you and me in the wind. I never thought there'd come a time that our story would end. It's hard to understand, but I guess I'll have to try. It's not easy to say goodbye. For all the joy we shared, all that time we had to spend. If I had one wish, I'd want forever back again. To look into your eyes and hold you when you cry. It's not easy to say goodbye. I remember all those great times we had. So many memories, some good, some bad. Yes, and through it all, those memories will last forever. There's peace in where you are. Maybe all I need to know. And if I listen to my heart, I'll hear your laughter once more. And so I have to say, I'm just glad you came my way. It's not easy to say goodbye.
Larry loved sunsets. He loved taking pictures of sunsets. Just a reminder, be sure and share stories with his family. We're not gonna do a traditional funeral exit. We're just gonna dismiss. And so take time to share those memories with the family so they'll have them. There is a meal for the family. You're welcome to invite anybody you want to invite. You know, if we don't have enough food, then we'll all just start eating off each other's plates, and it'll be fine. But there is a meal prepared for you, so feel free to stay and visit and relax. This concludes the service. God bless you, and have an awesome day.
Got out of town on a boat from the southern islands, sailing a reach before a following sea. She was making for the trades on the outside, and the downhill run to Papa Pig. Off the wind on this heading line, the Marquesas. You got 80 feet of a water line, nicely making way in a noisy bar in Avalon. I tried to call you, but on the midnight watch I realized why twice you ran away. Think about how many times I have fallen. Spirits are using me, Lord, your voice is calling. What heaven brought you and me cannot be forgotten. I have been around the world, looking for that woman girl who knows love can endure, and you know it will. When you see the Southern Cross for the first time, you understand now why you came this place. 'Cause the truth you might be running from is so small, but it's as big as the promise of a coming day. So I'm sailing for tomorrow, my dreams of a dying, and my love is an anchor tied with a silver chain. I have my ship and all her flags are a flying. She is all that I have left, and music is her name. Think about how many times I have fallen. Spirits are using me, but your voice is calling. What never brought you and me cannot be forgotten. I have been around the world, looking for that woman girl who knows love can endure, and you know it will, and you know it will. We're cheated and we're lied and we're tested, and we never failed to fail. It was the easiest thing to do. You will survive, we are invested. Somebody fine will come along and forget about loving you in the Southern Cross.